Uh, so through this discussion or after this discussion, you will be able to identify the unknown function from the given data set. So that one is a course outcome of this topic. Okay, so now backward difference. So we are going to discuss about backward difference table, how to construct backward difference table. So two things are, if you are comparing with the forward difference table, two things are important, two differences are there. First thing, we are starting from bottom to top. In forward difference, we are starting from top to bottom. Here, first we are calculating the last element, then its top element, then above that. Like that way, we are computing each column. From bottom to top, we are computing each column. That is one difference. Okay. Then next one is, before writing or before explaining the next difference, this backward difference is represented by using this symbol. What is this symbol? I think it is del, right? Okay. What? Delta തിരിച്ചു വരയ്ക്കും. This is delta. ഇത് തിരിച്ചു വരയ്ക്കുന്നത് del. I think it's delta, I think. Symbol. Del. Okay. So backward difference is represented by using del. Means the symbol is the mirror image of delta. This is forward difference and this is backward difference. Okay. Means from bottom to top we are proceeding. Okay. So that is a difference. So I told you from bottom to top we are finding. So first we have to find. So here we have del y. So first we have to find del y6. First we have to find del y6. If you have n plus 1 data where the last data is xn comma yn, then you have to find del yn. Please note, you have to find del yn if you have n plus 1 data up to xn comma yn. You have to find del yn. So here the last data is y6 and corresponding to y6, the del y is del y6. And what is that? So here we are going to explain the next difference. Del y6 is nothing but the current data of y6 minus, can you guess? Yes, exactly. Yes, because we are starting from bottom to top. So current value minus the previous value, that is del y6. So that is backward difference. Backward difference means current minus the past. Forward means future minus current. So that is forward difference. Or next data minus current data, that is forward difference. Current data minus previous data, that is backward difference. Is it okay? So del y6 is equal to y6 minus y5. Then we have to find del y5. Del y5 is equal to y5, that is a current data, minus the previous data y4. Okay. So this is del y5. Similarly, del y4. What is del y4? Del y4 is equal to y4, that is a current data, minus previous data is y3. Is it okay? So like that way it will proceed. So this is del y3. Del y3 is equal to y3 minus y2. This is del y2, that is equal to y2 minus y1. This is del y1, that is equal to y1 minus y0. And what about del y0? Not available, because y0 is there, but its previous data is unknown. So this is unknown. So some similarities there between forward difference and backward difference. The calculation is similar. Same equation you can see. What is y1 minus 0 if it is forward difference? This is nothing but delta y0. Am I correct? y1 minus y0 is delta y0 if it is forward different and del y1 if it is backward different. Means we can say del y1 is nothing but delta y0. Is it okay? Similarly, what is y2 minus y1? That is del y2 if it is backward difference and that is equal to delta y1 if it is forward difference. Okay. So that is delta y1. And what about del y3? Del y3 is y3 minus y2, that is equal to delta y2. So like that way it will go. But the position is different, please note. Delta y0 is here, delta y1 is here. That is position point of view. I am saying what is y1 minus y0. That's all. This expression is del y1 or delta y0. Expression point of view. The entry level point of view, it is different. Okay. So please note that later we need a comparison between all these or a relation between all these. We have to derive that. Okay. So this is del column or del y column. Okay. Now what is the next one we have to find? We have to find del square y. So always we are starting from del square y6, right? We are finding from last element. If we have up to yn, here we have del yn, then here we have del square yn. If we have up to yn. So here we have up to y6. So we have to find del square y6. So that one is a bottom point. Okay. So what is del square y6? Del square y6. One del we can take it to outside. So we have del of del y6. Del of del y6. Where this del is the operator and this del y6 is the data. This is a del y6 data. Or this is a del y data. And its backward difference. So what we have? This is del y6 current data. Del y6 current data minus this one is a previous data. Del y5. Del y6 minus del y5. Is it okay? So what about del square y6? Del square y6 is equal to del y6 minus del y5. Del y5. Okay. So similarly, what is del square y5? Del square y5 is equal to del y5 minus del y4. That is this data minus the previous data. That is del square y5. Etc. etc. We can write what about del square y2? What is del square y2? Please tell me. Del y2 minus del y1. Right? Okay. What is actually del y2? Del y2 is y2 minus y1, right? And del y1 is y1 minus. Actually, we need this one only, to find the column. This is sufficient. So I am going to relate this one with the corresponding forward difference table. That I am going to do. Okay, it is definitely related to some delta square term. That I am going to explain now. So this is del y2, that is y2 minus y1. This is del y1, that is y1 minus y0. So you can see that this del square y2 is nothing but y2 minus 2y1 plus y0. This is y2 minus 2y1 plus y0. And what is this? What is the corresponding forward difference term? Corresponding. In last class we derived this. The same expression we derived. Y2 minus 2y1 plus y0. That we derived in last class. Just go through it. Is it delta square y0? Delta square y0 is equal to delta y1, next data delta y1 minus delta y0. Now delta y1 is nothing but y2 minus y1. Delta y0 is nothing but y1 minus y0. If you are expanding this, the same expression we have. In last class we derived this thing. So you can see that del square y2 is nothing but delta square y0. So 2 difference, right? Because this one is a second order difference. So if it is del square y2, if it is 2, here 2 minus 2, 0. Means if it is del square y6, definitely this is equal to delta square. Calculation point of view, not entry point of view, calculation point of view, delta square y6 minus 2, that is 4. Okay. So this is backward difference table. So del square is equal to del square y6, that is equal to del y6 minus del y5, etc. etc. Del square y2 is equal to del y2 minus del y1. And the important thing is first 2 entries are absent. If it is square, first 2 entries are absent. Okay. Now by using this data, we can find del cube. So if you are finding del cube, always start from the bottom one. So if you have xn comma yn, we have to find first del cube yn, but here the last data is y6, so we have to find del cube y6. What is that? Del cube y6? Del cube y6 is equal to this data, because we can take one delta outside. So del cube y6 is equal to, we can write it as del of del square y6. So this one is an operator, symbolic representation, and this one is a data. So this is a current data minus its previous data. So this is difference. Difference means this data minus its previous data. So it is del square y6, that is a current data, this one, minus previous data, that is this one, del square y5. Okay. So like that way we can proceed, we can find del cube y5, etc. The last element that we can find in this column is del cube y3. Del cube y3 equal to what? Del square y3 minus del square y2. Okay. Now expression point of view, this is equal to the forward difference term delta cube. What? You can say that it is equal to delta cube. This is third order. So this is 3. 3 minus 3, that is 0. So delta cube by 0. Del cube by 3 is equal to del cube by 0. This is del cube by 6. So this is 6. This is third order. So 6 minus 3. This is equal to delta cube y3. 6 minus 3 y3. This is the relation. Okay, I will tell you a shortcut to find the relation by using the operator, shift operator, that we are going to explain after backward difference and center difference. So anyway, this delta cube column is del cube y6, then we have to find del cube y5 by using this data and this data, then del cube y4 by using this data and this data, then del cube y3 using this data minus this data. So we have del cube column. Then by using this, we have to find del raised to 4 y. We are starting from the last one, del raised to 4 y6, del raised to 4 y5, del raised to 4 y4. As it is a fourth order, first 4 entries are absent. So what is this term? This term is its current data minus its previous data. That is del cube y5 minus del cube y4. Am I correct? Okay. So similarly, you can find del raised to 5. So here as we have 7 data, so del raised to 5 column have 2 data only, that minus 5 data only. Remaining 5 data are absent. So this is del raised to 5 y6, that is del raised to 4 y6 minus del raised to 4 y5. Similarly, del raised to 5 y5 is del raised to 4 y5 minus del raised to 4 y4. Now as we have data, 7 data means up to y6, we can find one more column, del raised to 6. So that is equal to del raised to 6 y6, this data only. We can find this data only, and remaining 6 data are absent. So this is backward difference table. So if you are comparing the forward difference table and backward difference table, what is the shape of backward difference table? It is something like this one. A triangular shape, because the remaining elements are absent, a triangular shape. So this one is the shape of backward difference, right? What about the forward difference? The shape of forward difference is like this way. Am I correct? Okay. So you can fill by using the previous data. You can fill this backward difference table. Just fill it. Take the same data that we used earlier. Using that data, construct the backward difference table. And check whether the elements are same, not position, whether the elements are same. You can see that the elements are just shifted to downward. In first column, shifted by one position. In second column, you can see that it is shifted by 2 position. In third column, that one is shifted by 3 position. Like that way, you can see that. But the values are same. Only position is changing. Means in backward difference table, this one is a shape, that red color. In forward different, that blue color, that one is a shape. Okay, so just find it. So this is backward difference. Now next we are going to discuss about central difference. So first I am going to explain the shape of that central difference. The central difference will be like this one. 5 minutes. Okay. So dear students, so the shape of central difference table is like this way. Okay. So again, this is x0, y0, x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3, x4, y4, xy, y5, x6, y6. Okay. In later you can see that the middle point will we have to take the middle point as x0, means something x3. We have to take x3 or x2 something. We have to take it as x0 later. So if it is x0, the next one will be x1, next one will be x2, like that way we have to take. And the previous one we have to take it as x minus 1, x minus 2, like that way we have to proceed. Is it okay? So here I am using or I am labeling the first data as x0, y0, x1, y1, x2, y2, etc. x3, x6, y6. I am considering 7 data only from x0, y0 to x6, y6. So now the central difference data or the central difference is represented by using the notation theta. So this symbol is used to represent the central difference. I think it is theta. Okay. So now first one, theta with an order 1, means first order central difference. Theta, so we can write either theta or theta y. So here we are discussing about central difference. So what is the indexes here? Here the index is 0, here the index is 1. So what is the middle point of these two? What is the middle point? 1 and 2. Forget about y. What is the middle point of the numeric value 1 and 2? Yes, 1.5. So the first data is theta y 1 by 2. So you can see that the position is between y0 and y1 here. Actually y 1 by 2 is not available, but theta y 1 by 2 is between y0 and y1. So here in between y0 and y1. So that is theta y1 by 2. And what is theta y1 by 2? That is equal to its next data. Its next data is y1 minus its previous data y0. That is central difference. Okay. So theta y1 by 2 is equal to y1 minus y0. Is it okay? So what is the corresponding forward difference term? Forward difference term is y1 minus y0 is delta y0. Am I correct? And the corresponding backward difference is del y1. So what is happening in first order difference? If it is 1 by 2, in forward difference 1 by 2 minus 1 by 2, that is 0. In backward difference 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2, that is 1. In order to find the forward difference notation, we need to subtract 1 by 2 from this index. For forward difference, we have to add 1 by 2 to this index, right? Okay. Now what about the central difference of y2 and y1? Theta, y, what is the middle point of 2 and 1? That is 3 by 2, that is 1.5, right? Theta y 3 by 2 or theta y 1.5. This is equal to y2, so y2 minus y1, so that is theta theta y 1.5. So this is equal to the corresponding term, forward difference, subtract 1 by 2, so we have delta y1. Backward difference, add 1 by 2, so we have del y2. Okay, so this is central difference, first order central difference. So this one is a representation. So you can see that this one is not fully not available, this is partially not available, right? This one is half of this one, so partially available. So 1 by 2 region is not available. Here also 1 by 2 region is not available. Means 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2. One element is not available here. Okay. Means if you have some data, one element is not available means we have 6 elements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. First one is theta y 0.5. Second one is theta y 1.5. Theta y 2.5. Theta y 3.5. Theta y 4.5. Theta y 5.5. So this is theta. Okay, so I am stopping here. So in next class, we have to complete this table. The remaining part is theta square. Theta square is the middle of each data. So the middle point of 3 by 2 and 1 by 2 is 1. So theta square by 1. Similarly, middle point of 5 by 2 and 3 by 2, that is 4 by 2, that is 2. Theta square by 2. Like that way we have to proceed. So after all even columns are aligned with each other, that means corresponding to y1 we have theta square y1, corresponding to y2 we have theta square y2, like that way. And similarly each odd elements are also aligned with each other. I told you this is x0 y0 first data, x1 y1, x2 y2, x3 y3, etc., x6 y6, 7 data are given. Now central data means, or central difference means the next data minus previous data, that is central difference. So here you can see that the first central difference is the difference between y1 and y0. Okay, so as we are calculating the central difference, we have to take the middle point of these two. This is 1, this is 0. So the middle point is y1 by 2. So the central difference is corresponding to y1 by 2, that is theta y1 by 2. That is equal to its next data is y1, that is this one, minus its previous data is y0. So theta y1 by 2, where y1 by 2 is the midpoint of y0 and y1. Theta is different. So theta y1 by 2 is equal to y1 minus y0. Similarly, theta y3 by 2, that is theta y 1.5 is the difference between its next data and previous data, that is y2 minus y1, where you can see that the position of this one is exactly the middle of y1 and y2. Similarly, theta y 5 by 2, that is theta y 2.5 is y3 minus y2. Similarly, theta y 7 by 2, that is theta y 3.5 is the difference between y4 and y3. Similarly, theta y 4.5, that is 9 by 2 is y5 minus y4. Then theta y 11 by 2 is y6 minus yy. So this column is the first central difference column. Then by using first central difference column, we can calculate central difference column, that is theta square y. So here you can see that in theta y, The first two data are theta y 1.5 and theta y 0.5. So its middle point is theta square y1. Okay, because we are calculating central difference. So take these two numbers 3 by 2 and 1 by 2. Its middle point is y1. So theta square y1 is theta y 3 by 2, that is 1.5, minus theta y 0.5. Similarly, theta square y2 is equal to theta y 2.5 minus theta y 1.5. Theta square y3 is equal to theta y 3.5 minus theta y 2.5, etc. Like that way we can compute. Okay. So you can see that alternatively. So you can see that here we have y3, then corresponding to y3 we don't have theta y3, that is missing. Corresponding to y3 we have theta square y3, we have theta raised to y3, theta raised to 6 y3. Okay. So alternatively missing means we have middle point. So the next column we have middle point. So we don't have any data corresponding to y3 in next column. That is, we don't have theta y3. Instead of that, we have theta y 3.5 and theta y 2.5. Is it okay? So please note that. Now corresponding to theta y 3.5, that is this data, we have alternatively, we have the corresponding data like theta cube y 3.5, theta raised to 5, y 3.5, like that way. So if you are drawing a straight line, alternatively we can see an element. So for example, if you are drawing a straight line from y2, alternatively we can see an element. So here we have an element theta square y2. Then here we can see theta raised to 4 y2. So like that way you can see. Okay. So by using this table, we are going to earlier we have a problem, that is f of x, that is y is equal to x cube. We have x cube, we have x cube minus, then we have 2x square, then plus 2. So we have this data. Is it okay? So so we know x0, that is we started from 3, I think. So this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, that is x2 is 5, x3 is 6, then this is 7, this is 8, this is 9, right? So these are x0 to xy. Okay. Now what about y? The y is, we can write an equation in calculator. So we have alpha a, alpha equal to alpha b cube minus 2 into alpha b square plus 2. So we have, if b equal to 3, we have 11. So this is 11. Then corresponding to 4, we have 34. So this is 34. This is 34. Y1 is 34. Then corresponding to 5, we have 77. So this is 77. Then corresponding to 6, we have 146. So this is 146. Then corresponding to 7, we have 247. So this is 247. Corresponding to 8, we have 386. We have 386. Then corresponding to 9, we have 569. So these are the data, right? 569. Now we have to find theta y1 by 2. So theta y1 by 2 is 34 minus 11. So that is 23. So 34 minus 11. So that is equal to 23, right? So that is equal to 23. So this is 23. Okay. Then similarly, so this is eta y 0.5, middle point of 0 and 1. Now middle point of 1 and 2 is eta y 1.5, that is y2 77 minus 34. So what is 77 minus 34? That is 43. So this data is 43. So this is 43. Similarly, theta y 2.5 is the middle point of 2 and 3. So that is y3 minus y2. So that is 146 minus 77. 146 minus 77. So we have 69. So this is 69. Okay. So this is 69. Similarly, theta y 3.5 is the middle point of y4 and y3. So we have y4 minus y3, that is theta y 1 by 2. So that is 247 minus 146. So that is equal to 101. 101. So this is the central difference of these two data. Now central difference of y5 and y4 is theta y 4.5. So that is equal to y5 minus y4. y5 is 386 minus y4 is 247. So we have 139. So this is 139. So this is 139. Now what is theta y 5.5? That one is standard data of y6 and y5. So we have 569. 569 minus 386. So we have 183. So the data is 183. Is it okay? So the first central difference is completed. So now we are going to calculate the second central difference, the theta square y, that we are going to find. So what is the central data of theta y 1 by 2 and theta y 3 by 2? That is theta square y1. So theta square y1 is equal to theta y 3 by 2 minus theta y 1 by 2. That is 43 minus 23. So that is equal to 20. So this data is 20. Is it okay? So now what is the next one? Theta square y2. That one is the standard data of theta y 5 by 2 and theta y 3 by 2. So that is 69 minus 43. So what is the value? That is 26. That is 26. Okay. Now what is theta square y3? Theta square y3 is the standard data of theta y by 7 by 2 and theta y 5 by 2. So that is 101 minus 69. So that value is 32. So that is 32. So that is 32. Okay. Similarly, what is theta square y4? Theta square y4 is the standard data of theta y 4.5 and theta y 3.5. That is 139 minus 101. So you can see that this is 38. Right? This is 38. Okay. Similarly, what is theta square y5? Theta square y5 is 183 minus 139. So that is 44. This is 44. Is it okay? So second center difference is completed. Now we are going to calculate this third center difference, theta q y. So the first one is theta square y1, theta square y2. These are the available data for this calculation. This column is available. Now what is the midpoint of theta square y1 and theta square y2? That is theta square y 1.5. So that is equal to 26 minus 20, that is 6. 6 is the center data. Okay. So what about theta q y 5 by 2? This is 2.5. That one is center data of 3 and 2. Means 32 minus 26. So here also you can see that 32 minus 26 is 6. Similarly, what is the central data of theta cube y 7 by 2? That is 38 minus 32, again 6. Okay. Then next one is 44 minus 38, again 6. So you can see that here actually the function is not. This is a cubic function. So this column have the same value. All elements are same. 6 means if you are calculating theta raised to 4, the next central difference all are 0. 6 minus 6, this 6 minus this 6, that is 0. This 6 minus 6, this is 0, right? And this 6 minus 6, this is 0. Means from this column onwards, or from this fourth order central difference onwards, we have 0. Okay, so this is central difference table. Okay, so now we need a relationship between central difference, forward difference, and backward difference. If you are asked to, if somebody is asking, what is the corresponding term of theta cube y 5 by 2? What is the corresponding forward difference term of the central difference term theta cube y 5 by 2? You have to easily, you must be able to say what is the corresponding forward finite difference element, that you have to say. So for that purpose we need a relationship.